Ever felt like your thoughts are running wild, leaving you feeling overwhelmed and anxious? What if I told you that the key to overcoming overthinking isn't about changing your thoughts, but understanding your nervous system? Hello, listeners. Welcome to The Path to Calm. Stop overthinking, become present, find peace. Today is the 17th of March, 2026, and today's featured book is The End of Overthinking: Transformative Mindsets to Escape Your Self-Imposed Suffering. This book by Nick Trenton offers a grounded approach to overcoming anxiety and negativity by helping you understand the root causes of your thoughts and providing practical tools to break free from those destructive mental patterns. Today we're pulling Chapter 1 from the book, The Window of Tolerance. We appreciate you being with us today and hope you enjoy this excerpt. It's 3 a.m. The world outside is dark and still, but inside your head, everything is moving at 10,000 miles an hour. You toss and turn, your mind restless, grinding over the same tightening loops again and again until you start wondering if you're genuinely losing it. Just stop already, you think. But you can't. And then that's another loop. And then you're overthinking the overthinking. In the morning, you wake up and revisit the big scary thought that kept you up all night. Like a coat on a door that looked like a monster in the dark, this thought suddenly doesn't seem like such a big deal in the light of morning. The thought is exactly the same, and yet somehow it's not so frightening now as it was last night. Why? UCLA clinical professor of psychiatry Daniel J. Siegel has a theory. He talks about the window of tolerance, which is essentially a metaphor about nervous system regulation. On one side of the window is hyper-arousal. You feel overwhelmed, hypervigilant, wired up, panicky, angry, irritable, confused, and anxious. Your thoughts race and tumble. You are out of control. On the other side of the window is hyper-arousal. You feel shut down, numb, ashamed, flat, defensive, disconnected, depressed, and burned out. Your thoughts are sluggish and foggy. You are out of control. The Goldilocks zone, right in the middle, is your window of tolerance. You feel calm, open, curious, grounded, and stable. You're present and emotionally regulated. Your thoughts are purposeful, clear, and organized. You are in control. Hyper and hypo-arousal are emotional states. But that's not all they are. The thing that is aroused is the nervous system, which means that your entire body is experiencing real physiological activation. A cascade of physical reactions is triggered by your autonomic nervous system. Increased heart rate, breathing, muscle tension, and blood pressure. In other words, anxiety and overthinking are categorically not all in your head. They're all in your body. Late at night, when your mental and physical resources are depleted, you may slip outside your window of tolerance so that every minor worry looms over you like the end of the world. In the morning, though, the rest of sleep brings you back to your optimal window, and you can see the problem in proportion again. The important thing here is not the stimulus, but our sensitivity to it. Overthinking happens when you're in survival mode. Hypo-aroused, withdrawing and shutting down to protect yourself. Hyper-aroused, anxiously trying to control, fix, or predict things in fight or flight mode. If you're inside your window of tolerance, however, your body feels safe enough to process, think through problems, and respond without getting overwhelmed. Dr. Siegel's theory is useful because it helps us reframe our approach. Insight 1. You're anxious and overwhelmed not because of the content of your thoughts, but because you're outside your window of tolerance. Insight 2. Overcoming overthinking is just about regulating your nervous system, not trying to think your way out. When you're in your window of tolerance, you have ready access to your prefrontal cortex, which means you get to use a range of fantastic executive functioning skills: planning, analyzing data, organizing and prioritizing, problem solving, decision making, staying focused, managing time, setting goals, self-discipline, resilience, communication skills. Life certainly is stressful at times, but your brain is a marvelous organ capable of getting you through all sorts of disappointments, challenges, and unexpected turns. That is, if you're in your window of tolerance. Outside your window, you're no longer thinking, you're surviving. That means you're more inclined to make reckless decisions that backfire, self-sabotage, or get caught in mental ruts that make your life harder and your relationships more stressful. Our goals: expand our window of tolerance, stay within our window of tolerance as long as possible, increase our ability to quickly recover when we do slip out of the window. Every one of us has a unique window of tolerance. The parameters may vary depending on our age and stage in life, whether or not we have a trauma history, our personalities, and what's going on for us day to day. It's normal to have to work a little to maintain balance, and it's normal to slip outside of range now and then. A history of trauma or mental illness can narrow the window, meaning that a trigger that person A finds manageable may be enough to push person B into shutdown or anxious rumination. Trauma teaches the body to be oversensitive to threat. Those of us with trauma backgrounds can achieve resiliency and emotional regulation, but we may have to work a little harder at it. Getting on top of anxiety and overthinking is not a question of cognitive willpower or mental force. It's not about intellectual understanding. It's about learning how to give ourselves the support we need for a healthy and well-regulated nervous system. Thankfully, we have many tools to help widen that window and ensure we're spending as much of our lives inside of it as possible. These tools will come as a surprise to no one: adequate sleep and rest, nutritious food, exercise and movement, meaningful work, play, fun, creativity, and enjoyment, healthy relationships, connection to something greater than ourselves, stress management, practical environment maintenance, hygiene, life admin, etc. Our aim is not to reduce overthinking and anxiety. Our aim is to increase balance, groundedness, presence, and healthy self-regulation. Important: being emotionally regulated does not mean that we never experience intense emotional arousal. It does not mean we are permanently calm and unflappable. It simply means that we can process our feelings and experiences, whatever they are, healthily and effectively. Emotional dysregulation often means veering wildly from hyper-arousal to hypo-arousal, from high-strung to burned out and back again. Frankly, it's hell on the body and mind. Emotional regulation means finding that smooth, easy path between extremes. You'll still feel your emotions, but you make fine course corrections and adjustments so that you're never losing control of your awareness or the use of your executive functioning skills. Sounds nice, but what do you do if you're already emotionally dysregulated? Step 1. Become aware that you are, in fact, dysregulated. Step 2. Turn attention away from trying to control the contents of your thoughts and try to find your way back inside the window. Step 3. Take action accordingly. Recognizing what is actually happening in your body and your mind is a significant step to taking back control and finding ease and flow again. Learning how your own window of tolerance works, where its limits are, what pushes you out of it, and what reliably gets you back inside it, these are the things anyone can learn with patient practice. Let's take a look at some practical ways to do just that. Pay attention to your shifts. Notice your level of regulation all throughout the day, not just when you're feeling overwhelmed. See if you can catch those early, subtle signs that you are about to drift out of the window. Possible mental signs: you notice your thoughts become a little obsessive, urgent, tense, impulsive, rigid, or chaotic, hyper-arousal. Or you notice yourself losing cognitive ability, going blank, or feeling spacey and disconnected, hypo-arousal. Possible physical signs: you notice a sudden tightening of your muscles or breath, an increase in heart rate, sweating, flushing, or shaking, hyper-arousal. Or you notice a sudden drop in energy, heaviness, slowness, rigidness, and difficulty moving, hypo-arousal. Possible behavioral signs: you notice the urge to do something addictive or impulsive. You experience an emotional outburst or disproportionate reaction, hyper-arousal. Or you notice a lowered reaction time, autopilot behavior, and failing to say no, hypo-arousal. Remember that the window is subjective. Everyone's body will send different signs. What's important is that you identify the shift. Notice clearly when a change has occurred, even a small one. For example, you may notice a little flash of irritability, or the sudden impulse to escape, or reach for something distracting on your phone. Perhaps you notice yourself sighing when you tune into that feeling. You realize you've shifted into a slightly heavier frame of mind. Identify these specific symptoms. Being able to pause and realize, wait, something's different, is an excellent first step. What then? Try to be precise about what you're feeling, body and mind. Scan yourself, emotionally, physically, and mentally. Notice what you're literally doing. Sometimes our automatic behavior may reveal clues long before our conscious awareness catches up. The more specific your awareness, the more effective your regulation will be. Try to identify which side of the window you may be veering towards. Hyperarousal, shown by an increase in overall energy, movement, heat, and intensity. Hypoarousal, shown by a decrease in energy and movement, characterized by blackness, slowness, heaviness, or fogginess. You might like to keep a journal to record your various mental, emotional, and bodily symptoms as you become aware of them. Record when they happened, in what context, how you felt, any possible triggers. Over time, you'll uncover certain themes. You'll learn to recognize your own personal tendencies and the signals that tell you that something is afoot. Gauge your distress level. One data point to include in your records, if you keep them, is the intensity of the sensation. When self-awareness is low, we may suffer under quite intense emotional sensations without fully understanding what's going on with us. We may completely miss the warning signs so that it takes a full-blown panic attack for us to consciously register our distress. By using a 10-point scale, however, we can start to fine-tune our ability to perceive different shades of discomfort, rather than just having two, okay, and problem. The more sensitively and accurately we can calibrate, the finer the degree of control we have when we self-regulate. What is the intensity of this sensation? 1 to 3, calm and focused, comfortably inside the window of tolerance. 4 to 6, slightly anxious, disconnected, or fatigued. The risk of dysregulation is increased. 7 to 10, fully reactive, frozen, overwhelmed, completely outside the window. It's in that middle range, 4 to 6, the place where the cart seems to wobble a little on its track, where we need to sit up and pay a little more attention. Here is where we apply self-regulation tools to get back on track before we head into the 7 to 10 range. What is one small thing I can do right now to reset? If you catch minor wobbles while they're still minor, then you don't have to do as much work to bring yourself back into balance. Take a break, go for a walk, have a sip of water, do a quick breathing exercise, grab a snack, check in with a friend, or do some stretches. A good rule of thumb is to take action that counters your current energy state. If you're feeling hypo-aroused and at risk of shutting down, for instance, then you might go for a brisk walk outside in the fresh air to get your blood pumping and your muscles moving. On the other hand, if you're feeling hyper-aroused, take some slow, deep breaths, close your eyes, and focus on a mantra or simple mental image to slow your thoughts. Identify what triggered the shift. Once you've identified a shift, gauged it, and taken gentle counteraction, then you're in the position to ask, what just happened? Once you're feeling calm and in the window again, it's a good idea to look back and identify what set you off in the first place. Don't be too quick to assume what the trigger was. It's not always what you think. For example, you may have suddenly snapped at a loved one and you realized you were slightly hyper-aroused. But why? It's not because they were being especially annoying. Rather, after a little investigation, you may realize that you were feeling annoyed several minutes before the outburst because of something completely unrelated. Try to pinpoint real triggers. Takes time, honesty, and self-compassion. If you can run through each of these steps every time you begin to shift out of your window of tolerance, you'll teach yourself to notice early warning signs of stress, intervene sooner, and, as a result, stay within your window more of the time. You'll be less reactive, less prone to rumination, and less likely to wear yourself out with overthinking and anxiety. We appreciate you joining us for today's episode. Once again, this was Chapter 1 from Nick Trenton's book, The End of Overthinking: Transformative Mindsets to Escape Your Self-Imposed Suffering. As all the other books are, this one is available on Audible and Amazon, and you can learn more about the author at nicktrenton.com.